Welcome back. In a moment, we'll examine the decline of the department store. But first, here are some other stories to keep an eye on. A school teacher and an 8-year-old student have been shot dead in their classroom in California. They were killed by the woman's estranged husband, who then took his own life. More executions have taken place in China, according to Amnesty International's annual death penalty report. The US has dropped from 5th place to 7th in a year that saw nearly 40% fewer executions. A migrant camp housing some 1,500 people in northern France has been destroyed in a fire. The Grand Cintre camp, located near the port city of Dunkirk, was completely destroyed in the blaze. Temporary accommodation has been arranged in 2 nearby gymnasiums. Once cathedrals of commerce, the big department stores in the big cities of the USA and Europe have fallen on hard times, with shoppers deserting the wide aisles and vast halls of goods in ever-decreasing numbers. After all, why bother to trek into the city when you can buy all you need online? Insight's Ty Genwright reports.
In their heyday, department stores were magnificent places. Cathedrals of consumerism offering the ultimate convenience. All manner of products in one destination and under one roof. And in Western cultures, they truly came to life at Christmas time. Today, shoppers have a lot more choice, and while many cities still boast iconic department stores, real consumer convenience is now in the palm of your hand. Even the most obscure products can be delivered to your door in double quick time. Luxury retailers and cheap, fast fashion stores are still doing pretty well. The big problem is in the middle of the market. This is Next, Britain's biggest clothes seller. It also offers homewares. It's a mid-range high street favourite, but its management has noted a worrying trend.
Next says there's been a fundamental shift in consumer behaviour. In the past, we might have gone into a shop like this and spent our money on things. Now we're becoming more interested in spending on experiences like dining out or going on holidays.
Last year, another of Britain's best-known retailers disappeared from its high streets. Once a family destination, British Home Stores is now consigned to history.
So why are we seeing so many failures in the mid-range of the market?
If you consider we're standing in front of BHS at the moment, and there's H&M standing right next to it. The department stores, for the current consumers, they are looking for a different experience. So when you have competition which can change their products, they can mix it up really fast, department stores are always going to struggle.
In the 20th century, the name Sears, Roebuck and Company became a stalwart of downtowns and malls of the United States.
Anything I buy at Sears, if I buy it here, and they, for some reason, the size doesn't fit, they don't like the color, they can go to any Sears store and exchange it without any problem.
Sears, for America shops.
But not so much anymore. At its peak, Sears had 3,500 stores. Now there are fewer than 1,500 in the group. Last month, it warned shareholders that its survival is in doubt.
There's been so much change in retail in the last 12, 18, 24 months, but especially we saw it this last holiday season when shoppers around this country certainly have chosen to spend their money differently, not on consumer products the way they've been doing it. They chose not to be in physical stores as often.
You can see one of the important things missing are customers.
This video of a Sears store in Arizona was filmed in December, a time when you'd expect its aisles to be packed with Christmas shoppers. Instead, it was eerily quiet.
A lot of the clothing and stuff looks like it's from the 90s.
The video captured by Eric Pearson, who calls himself the retail archaeologist.
You walk into that mall and it's very busy, and then the closer you get to the Sears store, it becomes more and more of a ghost town. The lights are on, everything's stocked. There's employees, walking around, but just no customers. Sears is an anchor store, and generally when an anchor store closes at a mall, that has a pretty negative effect. A lot of the stores that are around those anchors kind of depend on that traffic. And then once they close, it's sometimes, like I say, it can start a chain reaction where just over the course of a year, more and more stores close, and you've got a big empty mall.
In some parts of the United States, entire shopping malls have been deserted. Once upon a time, big-name retailers were engaged in a space race, rushing to occupy as much real estate as possible. Today, some are trying to find new uses.
The point is not to lose your raison d'être. They need to bring in experiences. So some examples would be department stores giving mini concerts, doing yoga sessions, yoga classes, and trying to kind of bring in consumers to essentially come to a space, enjoy their time, and purchase something at the same time.
And for some, the race is now to dump space.
This was, until recently, a Zara store, one of the world's most successful fast fashion retailers. Now, the chain does have several other outlets here on what is London's busiest shopping street. The fact that they chose to abandon this one shows just how much things are changing.
On this busy street, this store won't stay vacant for long. But in quieter towns and shopping districts, the loss of a big shop can be a nail in their coffin. Ty Genwright reporting for Insight in London.
Well, to discuss that further, I'm joined in the studio now by Elias Jashan, who's the editor of Retail Gazette. What do you think these big stores have done wrong?
Well, it's not a matter of what they've done wrong. It's just, in my view, it's a matter of taking too long to catch up with the times. And possibly the biggest factor that they haven't caught up with is online and the growth of online retail and how consumers' shopping habits are changing rapidly over time.
Yeah.
So people, when people want to shop, if they're going to go to bricks and mortar stores these days, they want to have the full experience, the full package that comes with visiting the shop. It's a day out, it's an experience. Where back in the day, before the internet, people used to go to the shops for the experience and to just buy things that they need. Now, whenever we want to buy things that we need, we can just go do that online, that convenience of doing it after hours and 24 hours a day.
Yeah. The biggest shop in the world is Amazon, and that's not even on the high street, is it?
No, it's not. Not in the UK at least. It's opened up some cashier-free stores in the US, and it could come to the UK anytime soon. But you're correct. Amazon is definitely the biggest shopping center in the world, and catching up very quickly with Amazon is Alibaba, which is based in China. And the way they present their products and the vast range of products they have on offer, and the worldwide, globally popular shopping holidays such as Black Friday or Singles Day in China attract millions and millions of pounds worth of sales.
But I guess there's always going to be some prestige goods, perhaps a new expensive outer garment, a coat, or some kind of jewellery or something. You really do want that hands-on experience. Is this what retail's got to now capitalise on?
Exactly, and as the chairman of Debenhams said recently at the World Retail Congress, Sir Ian Cheshire, he said retailers, department stores especially, and retailers in general need to be careful that they don't just sell stuff in general. They need to sort of offer the full hands-on experience to be specialised in a particular product,
yeah,
and give that customer.
Stop trying to sell everything to everyone.
Yeah, exactly.
And go back to narrow, niche markets again.
Exactly, yes. And I think what he was trying to say is that people who work in retail and the powers that be in retail need to train their staff to be willing to bend over backwards for their customers, to make their customers feel special.
And is it the case that if the experience is good, price isn't everything? You will pay a bit more if you get good service?
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's... why not? I mean, if I feel like I'm feeling happy at a shop and this person, the shop assistant, is giving me a good service, of course I'll be happy to pay a bit more. And that's something that online retail would never be able to offer you. And that's something that, like you said, retailers do need to capitalise on.
Elias Jashan, thank you very much indeed.
No problem.
We end our programme with the Insight Bite. This is a little something that we feel you should know. And in California, the thin blue line is getting a little greener. The Ford Motor Company, in partnership with the Los Angeles Police Department, have unveiled the city's first hybrid electric police car. With an impressive 0 to 90 kilometres an hour in only 6 seconds, the Cruiser is being called the first pursuit-rated hybrid police vehicle. It's expected to save the police force thousands annually in fuel and service costs, and is powerful enough for those high-speed chases. And that's all from me for now. I'm Martin Stanford. That was Inside.